This is an audiobook of the Shards of the Soap of Eternity, a Go King's public domain fuckfest. Written by Jesse Farrar, Stephen Heck, Demi Lardner, and Libby Watson. Chapter 1. The Stink. Mickey Mouse, from Steamboat Willie, peeled off his condom. The disgusting odour of his gnarled member filled his fuck cave. Luckily, he was alone. He had to wear a condom when he whacked off because his dick smelled so bad. It reminded him of his old name, before he became Mickey Mouse. Dicky Stink. He wanted so badly to be able to fuck raw, but he couldn't, on account of how bad his dick stunk. It smelled like if poop could shit, and it was his curse. Meanwhile, 1 billion years ago, the Hornyverse was cold, and Cthulhu was horny. Reaching down to his slick, throbbing member with one of his crazy face tentacles or whatever that is, the dank musk of squid magma wolfs up through the nothingness of space to his god hole.
"Fuck,
Said Cthulhu.
I need some soup for my stinky penis."
Then he used magic to create the Soap of Eternity. And for a moment, all was right in the Hornyverse. But about 10 feet away, Vern Troyer was going nuts on his mobility scooter. He was going to get that big sandwich he's eating in the funny picture, when all of a sudden, the blinding flash and squirting bubbles from the soap's forging pushed the scooter off course, whereupon the front right tire, it was a 4-wheel drive scooter, sliced across a patch of the god smegma, sending Vern the Watcher careening and tumbling headfirst into the soap. It shatters into infinity pieces, or like about 20 or so. Cthulhu screams, and his boner goes away really fast. Back in the present, meanwhile, Mickey Mouse has had enough. "My cock stinks! I need to fix my cock stink shit!" he said aloud. "I might have an answer to your problem, dear boy," said a mysterious figure. The mysterious figure was none other than Sherlock Holmes himself, not the one from the movies or TV shows. He's from a book. He was holding his cock, and his cock was sort of semi-soft, like you couldn't really tell if he just busted or if he was on his way to doing some of the good stuff known as sex. Mickey scrambled to put his condom back on to cover up his dick smell. "1 minute, Sherlock Holmes. I need to cover up my dick smell with a condom." "No problem, Mickey Mouse. And oh, by the way, I know the location of every single shard of the Soap of Eternity," said Sherlock Holmes. "Cool," said Mickey Mouse. "Let's go there now." Just then, another mysterious figure entered Mickey's disgusting fuck cave.
Not so fast, boys. We need to fuck each other first. I'm Paul Bunyan.
Mickey Mouse and Sherlock turned just in time to see a huge X drop to the floor, as well as some huge pants. It was Paul Bunyan himself, and he was hard as a rock. And his penis was actually fairly small when you consider how famously large he is and was. Plus, his balls were blue, in nod to his famous friend, the ox, who earlier had died when it wandered into the road and got hit by a big car, but that's perhaps a story for another time. "I'm ready to fuck you, Paul Bunyan," said Mickey Mouse. "But first, why don't I invite a few of my good friends to come over so they can fuck us as well, ho-ho!" Mickey reached for his special sex Rolodex, which he kept up his arsehole. Then he reached for his cell phone, which he kept up Sherlock Holmes' arsehole. Unbeknownst to his friends, Mickey had been getting very comfortable with close-up magic. He had several VHS tapes intended to teach magic tricks to cartoon characters and sometimes mixed them up with his porno tapes, which explains why he thought the cell phone would go in Sherlock's arse, in case you thought that was just a gross-out joke for effect. Unfortunately, he had forgotten to charge up his phone before he put it in Sherlock's arse. Well, actually, he didn't forget to charge it, it's just that he has an old phone charger and the stand he uses on his bedside table wasn't holding it at the right angle for it to work. But he didn't really notice it because he was drunk. Drinking problem. Sherlock Holmes started slapping Paul Bunyan's balls around like a punching bag.
That feels good on my nutsack.
Said Paul Bunyan. "I'm glad. We've solved the mystery of how to get you pleasure," said Sherlock Holmes. Meanwhile, Mickey Mouse went on his laptop while he waited for his phone to charge, so he could phone all his friends to come over and fuck his arse. His laptop was an M2 MacBook Air, which he got on sale right when they announced the M3 chip. It's not as fast, but he got a good deal on it because it was a little bit older. and basically he just uses it to jack off and do email anyway, so who gives a fuck? I can't wait to watch some pornography on my laptop, said Mickey.
What?
Said Paul Bunyan. He was getting his dick sucked by Sherlock Holmes. I said, I can't wait to watch some pornography on my laptop, said Mickey Mouse, louder this time.
That's great, Mickey.
Said Paul Bunyan.
Sherlock Holmes is sucking me off.
Mickey started looking at some porno on his laptop. The porno was actually a virtual reality scene where you, as King Kong, were fucking Nosferatu's pussy. Oh, fuck, said Mickey Mouse. This is a VR scene. I could watch it in browser, but you have to, drag the camera around, and it's sort of a weird fisheye effect, so, the bottom and the top of the screen are kind of warped, and it's hard to tell what's happening. I better just go put on my VR headset instead.
Keep sucking on my thing,
said Paul Bunyan, sort of trying out a new way of talking. Mickey remembered that his VR headset wasn't charged and suddenly had an idea that got him really rock hard and his dick even stinkier than normal. I know what I'll do. I'll goon.
Whoa, okay,
said Sherlock Holmes. What the fuck was that? Mickey replied. Take the cock out of your mouth if you want to talk to me. Sherlock obliged. Quite right, old chap. I meant to inquire as to the meaning of the phrase to goon. I'm from the 1800s or something, so basically I'm stupid as fuck compared to a modern mouse. I can't use my famous powers of deduction because on the way over here, an apartment cat knocked some M3 MacBook Airs off the fire escape onto my head, which gave me brain damage. The M2 MacBook Air is just as good, Mickey snapped, but Sherlock had gone back to sucking. I'm glad Paul Bunyan and Sherlock are having a good time over there fucking and sucking each other, said Mickey Mouse. But I need to goon, or I'm going to fucking explode. Mickey headed toward his goon cave, which was different from his fuck cave. For one thing, it was on a different floor of his house. And there were other differences as well. Use your imagination to think of some. Fill in this open space with some of the differences that you thought of. Very good. Mickey arrived at his goon cave, almost ready to burst. His cock was so smelly, by the way, it gets smellier the hornier he gets, I don't remember if we said that before, which showed how horny he was right now. His becondant penis basically looked like Tetsuo from the end of Akira. I know that's not public domain, it's just a reference. One of the many monitors of the goon cave had as its wallpaper a still image of the woman and the octopus. That's sort of incongruous with the rest of the filth on display, but Hornyverse Mickey was rather erudite in addition to being horny and having a stinky cock. On another monitor, the mummy was stuffing his arse with loose bandages. Kind of a weird porno genre like shaving or whatever. But Mickey was so horny he didn't care. He was just mashing his shit, just a regular amount. But rest assured he would be going crazy mode on his penis in a short while. This was difficult for Mickey, who always wanted to mush his shit together big time style. But in the corner he was getting some sound advice from his sexual gooning coach, Cyrano de Bergerac. Mickey, take it easy. Your cock is going to hurt really bad if you go too hard on it with your hand. You need to slow down. And as an added bonus, not only will this prevent you from hurting your penis, but you won't ejaculate so fast, said Cyrano de Bergerac. Oh, and by the way, tonight you will be visited by, at most, one ghost. All the other ghosts you would have otherwise been visited by were, unfortunately, in the car that struck by the Blue Ox earlier today. It was on the news, if you did not see it. I don't watch the news. I get all my information from the internet, said Mickey. Have you heard of the documentary, Died Suddenly? No, Mickey, now is not the time for your medical opinions. Which I agree with, by the way.
Same here.
Paul Bunyan and Sherlock joined in, on a walkie-talkie, which was up Cyrano de Bergerac's arsehole. You simply must keep gooning, my dear boy, said Cyrano. I'm going to nut soon, said Mickey Mouse. I better skip ahead to the good parts of the pornos. But there are so many monitors. There's no way I'll do it in time. Oh, I wouldn't be too sure, my dear boy, said a mysterious figure. It was none other than legendary icon herself, Calamity Jane. I shall use all my prowess with my guns to shoot your various computers and skip ahead to the good parts of the pornos, she said to Mickey. And I'm naked. Bang! 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 Calamity Jane shot her guns a lot at the computers and made the computers go to the good porno parts. Oh, thank you, Calamity Jane. It's time to nut into my condom, said Mickey Mouse. Just then, Mickey and the entire room experienced birth of smell as a stinky, sticky liquid erupted forth from his engorged rat member, bursting the condom and coating the room like a donut. Cyrano was the first to feel the effects of the stinky cum, for his nose was bigger than all the rest.
Mon Dieu.
With his dying breath, he urged Mickey to find the soap of eternity, save them all.
Le savant.
The ghost of Christmas past, who had just shown up, smelled the dick and died. Upstairs in the fuck cave, Paul Bunyan and Sherlock Holmes started freaking the fuck out because of the smell of Mickey's penis. They were basically screaming and running around because of it. Paul Bunyan died and fell over, but his huge balls and sort of smallish penis smothered Sherlock's face and kept him from smelling Mickey's penis. Oh, and Calamity Jane died also. We forgot about her, but she died too, because of the stench. Thanks for listening to this free preview of the Shards of the Soap of Eternity, brought to you by our great sponsor, Northrop Grumman. You can listen to the rest of this horny story and many others with a Go Off Kings Plus subscription. Simply go to www.gok.plus to learn more. Go Off Kings Plus. It's more money for us.